Welcome back to our continuing series as a part of the TLC for Kids project. Last time we talked about Lifeline, and now today we're going to talk about two distinct programs, yet a similar set of programs known as TEPP and TAP. Now Padone is here. She's going to tell us a little bit about TEPP, and then we'll get into TAP a little bit later.
So TEPP is the Telecommunications Equipment Purchase Program. It is a program that is meant to help people with disabilities purchase specialized equipment in order for them to use basic telephone services.
Okay, great. So the program is kind of intended to tear down these barriers of access for people living with disabilities and really allow them to take advantage of phone systems in their own home.
Mm-hmm.
So I assume you need to have a disabling condition, but what are some of the other different pieces of eligibility criteria for TEPP?
Yeah, so you have to be a Wisconsin resident. You have to have disabilities such as deafness, hardness of hearing, a speech impairment, or mobility impairment. And you also have to need special equipment in order to use telephone service either in the home or while traveling. And then there is no income or age limit to TEPP.
Okay, great. Now, behind us we have a list of some of the different types of equipment that are paid for under the TEPP program. As you can see, we have the teletypewriter, amplified telephone, amplified headsets, and much more. Now, let's talk about costs. Let's drill into costs. I mean, it sounds great, but what are some things that someone applying for TEPP would need to know?
Sure. So TEPP is a voucher program, so you will essentially be applying for a voucher. And the amount on the voucher will depend on your disability. And on the application form, you will need to identify the conditions that affects your telephone use. And the voucher will pick up most of the costs, and there will be some costs that the consumer will have to, pay for example, $100, and then the voucher will pay for the rest of the cost.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So the consumer or the viewer pays the first $100. TEPP picks up the rest.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Unless you qualify for TAP.
Yeah.
Now, TAP is the Telecommunications Assistance Program. This program was designed to help people who can't afford that first $100. Now, conveniently, the application process for TEPP and TAP are combined, so someone who's interested in TEPP can apply for TAP at the same time.
Yep.
But when they do that, there's a few different things they have to submit, right?
Yeah, so for TAP, if you're interested in applying, you would need to submit a few documents such as income information. So it's just to see if you're eligible for TAP. And if you have any questions about TAP, you can call this number.
Right. Now, how can someone apply for this program? I know we just showed the number, and that's kind of someone wants to find out if they're eligible for TAP.
Yep.
Now, let's say they want to go for it. Let's say they want to apply.
Sure. So you can apply for TEPP and TAP on this website. And for paper applications, you can actually visit the Public Service Commission website. And they also have Spanish versions there as well. So if you're having troubles with the online application, please contact the TEPP administrator at this email.
Great. Now, once someone applies for TEPP and TAP, is there a way that they can check on their application?
Yeah.
Or like when do they know it's accepted? What happens next?
Sure. So if you want to check on your application, or if you want to know whether you have previously applied, you can go back to the page of the online application to apply for TEPP and TAP. And there's a section that says check status. And if you click on that, it will prompt you to answer a few questions to pull your information back. And so it can tell you, when you last applied, when you got the voucher. Or
kind of like when the voucher went out.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So now, once someone gets a TEPP voucher put on, can they apply again?
They would actually have to wait for 35 months after the voucher has been completed.
Okay. So about 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now, what does the process of TEPP actually look like when someone's applying for it?
Yeah, so after you have completed and submitted the application, it will take 3 to 4 weeks for you to receive your voucher. And if you applied for TAP, it might actually take a bit longer since they might need some time to verify your income eligibility. And so applications are processed on the way that they are received, and vouchers are distributed on a first come first served basis.
Okay, so about 3 to 4 weeks.
Yep.
So not quite next day shipping, but
No.
it's at least it's not like you're going to be waiting months at a time.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, a month tops. If they get backed up, that may be a little longer, but just hang in there. And again, you can check your status online as well.
Yep. So a quick tip is that if you want a faster turnaround time for your voucher, is to use the online application instead of the mailing or faxing application in.
Right. So, mail is okay, but if you, like Padone said, if you want it to go a little faster, go online. Now, another quick tip too is that when your voucher does come in the mail, from what I'm told, it looks kind of like a check, and then someone can bring that into a telecommunications equipment dealer, which you can probably find online at the Public Service Commission website, or do a quick Google search and you can find that way as well. So that is it for this video on the Telecommunications Equipment Purchase Program and the Telecommunications Assistance Program. We appreciate your time spent here today. If you have any more questions about TEPP, TAP, or Lifeline, our contact information is on the screen, or you can check out healthwatchwisconsin.org, where we make available the TLC for Kids Lifeline Library with fact sheets, publications, and other important resources to connect consumers to these programs.